But this is really the next step that we need to take in order to bring the discussion paper to life. But having said that, even there, I get the feeling that we're back in the same position we were in 97, back in the same position as 2002. We're not really getting anywhere in this space, and I think we need to shift what we're talking about. And I think this is what Ethan is saying here is really important, that games have evolved, they are evolving, that games are an expressive and an important artistic endeavor. I think that we really need to get this across, that it's about expression. The fundamental issue here is about the ability to tell stories and to engage with those stories that go beyond what's suitable for someone who's 15 years of age. I think there's another really important issue, and again, it comes off that 2002 committee report, but this is also about education. It's about empowerment. One of the issues that we see is that parents still aren't comfortable making choices of what their children should and should not be playing. The information isn't visible enough. If there were an R rating, we see lots of games actually released here at MA15 that are everywhere else released an R rating. Bottlewort their 2 for example. Released everywhere else in the world with an R rating. Here MA15. If this was badged with an R rating, I think that it would empower parents to be able to make a better decision about whether or not it's suitable for their kids. And I think this is an education problem. It's about empowerment, fundamentally. One thing that I'd like to mention really quickly before I wrap up is talking to a lot of gamers, the issue, it seems to lose some traction because most of us here know that we can access refused classification games. It's not difficult to trick the Steam store instantly from the UK. It's not difficult to buy a game from an online retailer based either in Hong Kong or England or wherever else. And it's not difficult to find someone in the States who's willing to gift it. So on a practical level, it doesn't make as big an issue, and I think this is leading to some apathy. And I want to combat this a little bit because, well, firstly, from a legal perspective, it's probably illegal to purchase from Steam pretending it's in Hong Kong. Pretending it's in the UK. It's almost certainly breach of contract. It might be fraud. It could even be an offence under the classification code. So probably discourage that practice. I don't think it's illegal to buy from an online retailer hard copy of the game at the moment.
Sorry, on the customs prohibited goods list, they actually do have games that are unsuitable for those under 18 years old to be played on their prohibited goods list. If you try to import it, it will be held and you may get fined.
Alright, so that closes that avenue down. And as far as gifting games, I've had a look at this recently, and it seems that even if you try to classify the transaction as a gift, if you're exchanging money, if you're paying friends overseas in order to transfer the game to you, it's probably also going to be a sale under the Classification Act and something that will very reasonably land you in jail. The problem is none of these laws are very heavily enforced, obviously, but it does leave a dangerous possibility open. So, mainly to wrap up, the big things I think that we need to do in the upcoming months, I think we need to really start writing to the Commonwealth Attorney General, Commonwealth Minister for Home Affairs, Brendan O'Connor, get the discussion paper out. Once that opens up, again, what we need to do is find a little bit more organisation. Traditionally, gamers have not been well represented at the federal level. We haven't been able to generate enough good content to make our voices heard. Michael Atkinson in particular, and really start pushing the affirmative case. But we need to be pushing the affirmative case on two fronts. Firstly, as I said, that we need to empower parents in order to make informed decisions for their children. Second, we need to be showing how these games are more than mindless, competitive violence that happens in video. Sure, we also need to encourage Left 4 Dead 2, for example, games like that. But we also need to have a vision of what we think, and what I think Ethan's been trying to get across, what we think games could be in the future. And I think that as long as we think of these games as something that belong to kids, belong to people under 15 years, then we're vulnerable to that assumption that Atkinson makes, that there is no reason why we would want our games to contain adult themes. And I think that's where we need to be pushing, and that's where we need to make the affirmative case. What I'm doing next after we get the discussion paper released, I've commissioned the drafting of a report which I hope will reflect industry and gamers and civil libertarians' perspectives. I want to get a good report written. Unfortunately, we're a volunteer organisation. We don't have a lot of money, so I am standing here in front of you today asking for some donations if you feel strongly about this. But mainly I'm asking for your help in reading, in writing, in researching the issue. I want to put together a report that's really top quality, that really addresses the issues of gamers here, rather than reacting just to what activists say. We need to get more organised in this issue. I think the science is behind this. I think the theory is behind this. That it is an artistic article, and again, an artistic medium. And I think that we can affect some real change in the near future. So if there's anything you can do, graphic design, research, writing, even just spreading the word, please contact me later after this or at nick@efa.org.au. All right, thanks a lot, and thanks to Ethan for organising it. Thanks to all of you.
Alright, that pretty much wraps up the talks we had. Thanks everyone for coming. Please, by all means, take some of Nick's suggestions to heart. Get the word out there is the most important thing. I'm assuming most of you heard about this from the internet. We all like to talk about this issue amongst ourselves on the internet, but outside of the internet, I don't think it really has much, what's the word? It doesn't really have much of a presence outside on the internet. Just the other day, I had to explain to my dad, and keeping this in perspective, I am a video game developer. I had to explain to my dad that there is no R18 rating for video games. Now, if the father of a game developer doesn't know that, what hope do we have the rest of the nation knowing about this issue? So just get the word out there. Yeah. Thank you everyone for coming. It's a very good turnout, and I will be organising another event in the future. So stay tuned.